All right, so big ball day. Let's go ahead and get this out of your system. I know you want to sit on it and bounce a little. Make sure you're muted, everybody, please. All right. So let's just bouncy. While you're bouncing, raise your right hand, please, and repeat after me. Out loud, even though I can't hear you. I'm watching your lips move. I promise I will not fall off the ball. Awesome. All right, while you are sitting here, I just want you to line yourself up so that your hips, your knees, and your feet are in a straight line for now. And we're gonna start with a little bit of a cardio warm-up. We're gonna roll our shoulders up, back, and down a couple times. And then we're gonna take our feet out, and we're gonna bring them back in. Out, out, in. You're sitting right in front of me. You are sitting right in front of me. And then if you can, both out, both in. And you start to, all right, we got to move you.
You can't be right in front of the screen, Earl. You can't be right in front of the screen. Sit, stay, sit, stay.
All right. So as I said, if you want to go out and in, if that's okay with you, you're going to do that. And then if you can do that, can you get a little air underneath you, but again, without falling off the ball? If you can do that, can you make it a jumping jack? Woo! Big arms, big legs. Good. Make sure that you know where the ball is before you land. You should feel your heart rate going up some. Three, two, and one. Woo! As I said, hopefully that heart rate went up a little bit. Keep your legs wide. Go back to your bounce. And then we're going to start to focus on those abs. This bounce might be fun right now, but I want you to start to pull those abs in. Instead of getting hunchy in your upper back, I want you to start to lift through the top back side of your head. So you're still bouncing, but you're actually lifting a little bit too. And that should start to get your quads. Arms just by your sides, shoulders slope out of your ears. Again, imagine that you're trotting, right, and you're posting, so you're not riding the horse like da 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 da. You're lifting and lifting and lifting and lifting. Good. And again, hopefully those quads are starting to get some work here. And relax. Woo. We're going to go back to that, but we're going to change it up a little bit. So instead of bouncing and lifting, we're going to bounce, lift for a moment. Put your hands down, know where your ball is. Bounce, lift, and sit. Lift and sit. Take the bounce out. But again, know where your ball is before you come back down. Right? So now you really should feel those quads. Now I'm going to give you one last challenge. All we're going to do is tap the ball. We're not going to squish it. We're going to lift up, tap, up, tap, up, tap, up, tap, up, tap, up, tap. No bouncy, bouncy, no bouncy, bouncy. Tap it, lift it, tap it, lift it, tap, lift, tap, lift, tap, 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 and sit. Woo! Hopefully that lower body is nice and warmed up. Okay, now we're going to line back up again. Ankles, knees, hip bones. So quick little reminder, I should have said this in the beginning. If you're wearing shoes, those will be stable. If you're wearing bare feet, if you're barefooted, that'll be stable. But just socks, unless you're on carpet, will probably be kind of slippery. So make sure, So make sure that you're either barefooted or in shoes. And then the other thing you can do for stability, we're going to talk about right now. So right now we're lined up with our feet and our knees and our hip bones, and we're going to just stretch our legs out straight. And then, without doing anything funny, we're going to bend those knees so that as we come forward, our knees end up over our heels, we're hip distance apart, and we're on an incline. And I'm going to go a little sideways. I think you guys can probably see that better. So again, we were here, nice and lined up, and all we did was stretch our legs out and then shift forward. So you should already feel your abs and you should feel your quads. Do me a favor, because this is one of the challenges sometimes. Look and make sure that your heels are underneath your knees. You're not way back here. And you're not lazy boy reclinering, you're lifted. And again, hopefully you feel your abs. So let's do a little experiment. I want you to walk your feet wider than if you had a mat there, mat distance. And now you should feel those glutes engage a little bit, but you should feel a lot more stable. So this is our wide base of support. You made that swear at the beginning of class not to fall off the ball. So if you need to, you go wide base of support. Now, let's walk those big toes to touch, heels to touch, knees to touch. Now I have a skinny little base of support, and therefore I might feel a little wobblier, and there's your challenge if you need more challenge. So let's all go back to hip distance apart. Check and make sure we're feeling our abs. Imagine that a string is coming through your belly button, through the ball, pull back, and then lift up. So teeny move, pulling up and back, up and back. It looks like a giant piece of floss coming through your belly button, out your low back. And again, feeling this in your abs, but also your quads, because we've got those knees right over those heels, so those quads are a bit engaged too. Last two, last one, go back into your starting position, the arm that's closest to me, open it up, give me a twist, come back to center, other direction, and center. Open, center, shh, center. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Exhale to twist, inhale, center, exhale, twist, inhale, center. You're leaning back the whole time on that angle. Now, if you want a wee bit more challenge, instead of opening your arm to the side, open it up over your head to the side and then back through center. Up over your head and center, but don't let it roll you down. You have to stay lifted in that torso as you rotate and twist. Rotate and twist. Then if you want to, walk your ankles and knees to touch and add that extra challenge. Ankles and knees together would be a bit more challenging. You camera hog. That's gonna happen. That one's pretty high for you. Good. And let's come back to center. And we're going to walk our heels a little farther out so that we can roll with that ball underneath our chest. And then bring your arms out into a T position, and you should feel a stretch across your chest. Give yourself a little bit of support of your head if you need to. All right. And your ribs might be a little bit popped up. Then we're going to bring our arms, and we're just going to fingers to the edges of our skull. And again, with your legs, they're hip distance, but for more challenge, walk them together. On the exhale, press your ribs into the ball, lift your head just a little bit above the ball. On the inhale, keep your chin tucked, but drop your head a little lower than your chest. Exhale to lift, inhale up and over. Exhale, close the ribs to the hips, inhale up and over. Exhale, close, inhale up and over. Keep your elbows nice and wide. Notice if you've interlaced your fingers and you're pulling on your head. Try not to do that, please. Up and over on the inhale and exhale to close. Inhale up and over and exhale, close. Up and over and close. Couple more, up and over and close. All right, now I want you to try even a little more challenge. You're gonna walk, walk a little farther so that your hips are off. And now you're gonna allow the head to drop, allow the hips to drop, and lift them both up. Both drop, both up. Both drop and up. Drop and up. Just a few more. Drop and up. Drop and up. Last time, drop and up. And then come all the way up, seated position, please. Sit right on top of that ball. If you need a break, go wide-legged. If you want some more stability, knees together. Okay. All right. I'm going to try and do this, and I think I need to move her just a little bit. I have things distracting her right here, so come here. Come over here. Come on. Come on. Okay. All right, so quick demo of this next one. If you've done it before with me, you're welcome to, but otherwise, you're going to go all the way out. Your hips are completely off the ball, and your head is on the ball. And again, we're going to start with just bringing the feet together, and that might be enough. Arms wide. If that's enough and you want more challenge, by the way, make sure your glutes are not drooping. So everybody squeeze those glutes up. If you want more challenge, try and lift one foot off the ground and then the other. If you can do that, lift your whole leg up, extend it, and bring it down. And try both. Be sure you're alternating legs. Finally, if you can do all of that with your glutes up in the air, take one leg straight up and draw me a circle. Or, for even more challenge, write your name. Okay. I'm going to talk you through it if you're not already there. Walk all the way out. Uh-oh. Man down. Walk out, head on the ball, hips off the ball. First thing you want to do is squeeze the glutes, lift them up. Make sure you're kind of in a bridge. Next thing I want you to do, walk your feet together to touch. Arms wide. If you've done all of that and you want one more challenge, bring your feet back to hip distance apart and try to lift the foot off the ground at a time. Just one foot at a time, alternating. And if you can do that, lift your foot up, extend your leg, and bring it down. Foot up, extend your leg, bring it down. And finally, if you can do everything, then you're going to come all the way off, or not all the way off, but head still on the ball. Glutes don't drop. They stay lifted, leg up in the air. And then again, either a circle or spell your name. And I'm grateful that my name is short, even though it does have an O in it, and those are harder. And when you feel done, meet me up on top of the ball again, please. So that should have been quite a bit still of stability in your torso, abs working in other words, but also some glute work. So now, last thing we're going to do from this seated position is play period. So hands obviously can easily be off the ball, but then can you lift your feet off the ball and find a balance? And if you can do that, can you tuck and go forward without putting your feet on the ground or falling off the ball? That could have been catastrophic. And if you can do that, can you keep your feet off the ground and go side to side? And if you can do all those things, can you lift your feet and do a circle? So front side, back side, etc. I'm going to stick with one of those. And relax. All right, nice job, everyone. We're gonna head to the ground. We're gonna do some more traditional exercises, and then we'll add on lots of fun and excitement. So come on down. Your ball is coming with you, of course. And then we're just gonna let the ball rest on your thighs for a moment. Shoulders out of your ears, nod your head yes. Tuck and tip your hips until you find neutral. And then pull those ribs down, right? So I don't know if any of you guys watched that video I sent, but that's about neutral spine. It's maybe 3.5 minutes long. Might be worth your while. So ribs come down, but there's still a little gap under your low back. And then hands on the front of the ball, shoulders out of your ears. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift your ribs down to your hips. And then on the inhale, grab the ball as if you're Atlas holding the world up. Lengthen it over your head, but don't let it touch for now. Bring it back and exhale, roll back down. Deep breath in. Exhale to roll up. Inhale, arms go up over your head. Add a squeeze to the ball, feel your triceps working. Deep breath in, exhale down. Inhale at the top. Hey, come here. Come here. Anyway, keep going, y'all. Now, if you just wanted to add a little trick, when that ball goes over your head, you let it bounce, catch it, and come back. Exhaling down. Inhale to prepare. Exhale up. Inhale overhead. Bounce, lift. Good. Last time. And relax. So that's our version of ab prep. Now, I want you to stack your legs in tabletop and just balance that ball on your kneecaps for now. Shoulders out of your ears, deep breath in, exhale, lift up as if you're doing double leg stretch. We're gonna reach the legs and stretch the arms. And again, squeeze the triceps if you want, tap the knees. Inhale, reach, tap the knees. Inhale, reach, tap the knees, reach, and tap. 2 more, reach and tap, reach and tap, and then option to put the ball between your legs, reach, and grab it with your arms and reach. Grab it with your legs and reach, grab it with your arms and reach. Final option, come up, roll the ball up to your ankles, roll it back to your knees, don't lie down, extend. And roll it up, roll it back, stay lifted, reach, roll it down your shins, roll it back, and reach. So you have 3 options now for that double leg stretch. Nice, y'all. And finally, just relax, but put your feet on the ground, put the ball between your knees. And you'll probably have to put your hands on top just to hold the ball in place. Flex your feet so that you're not, so your feet are on the ground, your toes are on the ground. Put your ribs in, squeeze the ball as hard as you can. Imagine you're trying to pop it for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax the squeeze. Hold and squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Squeeze for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. A couple more like this. Squeeze. Feel those adductors, those inner thigh muscles working. And relax. 2 more. Squeeze. Relax. Last time. Squeeze. Relax, but lift your knees. And if you need to adjust the ball a little bit, that's fine. I put it between my knees. So we're back in tabletop. Head, neck, and shoulders are down. Palms down, shoulders wide, ribs connected. Deep breath in, exhale, pull your belly button in. On the inhale, move your toes away as if you're going to do a toe touch. Pause at the bottom, flex your heels, give me a squeeze, and come up with that squeeze. So inhale, toes point, travel forward. Exhale, flex back up. Inhale, point those toes, move the ball away, flex and squeeze back up. Really good awareness here, and even notice if one side seems to want to dominate, make sure you're nice and square and symmetrical, and then try to equal on both sides. See what's going on. If one leg wants to be stronger, try to emphasize the other one a little bit more. You should be feeling your inner thighs now as well as your abs as we do this beautiful toe touch exercise. And keep that going for me, please. Just a few more. All right, and relax. Let's just bring the soles of our feet together. Hold that ball above you for a moment. Passive inner thigh stretch, no big deal here. And then knees back up, and this time, legs go straight with the ball between your ankles. Now, if that's too much, you're gonna go back to the previous exercise with knees bent. Ribs flat, arms down, palms down, or rotate them open for a little shoulder opening. Flex through your heels to squeeze the ball, and let your legs go side to side like a pendulum or a tick-tock motion. Original tick-tock. And then if you want, make that a circle. And be sure you go both directions, reversing your circle every time. So you can stay with that, circles or side to side, whichever feels stronger to you and controlled. And again, your inner thighs, mine are actually shaking. They don't get a lot of work. And we're gonna rest. Whew. Now we're gonna take that ball and we're gonna bring it on tops of our shins. We're gonna lift up. We're gonna try and keep our big toes touching and the ball at the ankles without moving your feet away. I want you to try and roll up and down. So rolling like a ball, only with a giant ball. All right, next time you come up, or just roll side to side and come up, put the ball out in front of you, walk out onto your sit bones, move those glutes out of the way, legs wide, and they can be bent or they can be straight, you decide. But for now, I'm gonna start with bent knees, shoulders out of the ears. Deep breath in, sit tall, exhale forward, then press down on the ball to grow tall again and lean forward. So press down, but lean forward. And if you're able to straighten your legs, or if you prefer, just scoot your hips back to straighten them. But keep thinking about pressing down to lengthen through the spine as well as go forward. So you should be getting both, not just a drop, but a lift through the spine as you reach forward. And then come on back. Whew. So that was our little spine stretch with the ball. Grab the ball, we're gonna do roll downs and roll downs with rotation. So all 10 toes on the ground, shoulders out of your ears, ball in front of you. Exhale, hinge back, give me that little bit of a tuck through the ribs and stay here, or lift the ball a little higher for a little more challenge, and then bring the ball down towards your knees. Exhale, roll up. Inhale, give me Atlas. You can extend and pop the ribs, but then as you exhale, you pull the ribs down, you lean back, pull them in a little more, hold here, or lift the ball a little higher. The farther you go over your head, the more challenge. Lower it, exhale, come up. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale to lower, hinge it back, pull that belly button in, arms up over your head if that's where you want to go. Get that nice extension at the top. Good, sit up this time. Again, maybe let your legs go in that butterfly position, relax for just a moment. You might give it a little hinge forward. And then we'll take that roll down and add the twist. So here we are. Hinge back, pull your abs in, side to side. So we're not coming up in between, we're just rotating side to side. Look at what's going on with your knees. There might be a little bit of movement, but you don't want a big, a lot of movement between your knees and your feet sliding forward and back. Keep going. Even though this ball only weighs probably a pound or two, it should be a significant challenge. And of course, the higher up the ball is, the more challenge it'll be. But make sure you're not doing this, because then that's just grinding on your vertebra and practicing poor posture that none of us want. Right. Let's take a break. All right, this next series, you're going to need some space out in front of you. And if you have any knee issues, you may want to double up your mat or triple it up or whatever. I'm going to, for sure, fold mine up a little bit. And then when you are ready, come to the front of that mat, whether it's folded or whatever, with the ball, please. All right, this first series is a pike plank series, but it's not a full plank. We're going to start in a little crouchy position. And there are a couple things that are important. You don't want your elbows way out here. You want them down and you want them super close to you. Everything is all squinched together. When you're ready, you're going to lift your toes off the ground. You're going to roll over your kneecaps. You're going to extend that ball out in front of you. You're going to straighten your arms, and then you're going to tuck your booty and come with your chest between your arms, and then you're going to exhale, pull your belly button in, and roll just halfway back, okay? So again, toes up in the air, roll under the fronts of your thighs, tuck your booty under, slide it out, and curl back. So use your abs on the way back, extend it out, belly button in, and come back. Keep going. I'm going to just tell you guys while you're doing this a couple things that sometimes happen. Sometimes people forget to bring their booty, right? So now I'm just working my arms. Or sometimes people drop and sag and keep their knees or elbows bent. So you kind of want everything to work. And if you're not able to do this, not able to get that extension, make sure that you started really close to the ball so that you have somewhere to go. Ribs in, pull back. All right, one more time, roll out, stay out, walk back a little bit, walk your elbows forward before we do our last final one, a little more challenging, arms straight, head between your arms, abs in, hold for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo, bring that ball under your belly button, and you get to do the flop. This is your flop. Okay, take your feet, bring them wide, right? So if I had a mat, I do have a mat, they're wider than my mat. And then straighten your legs until that ball comes underneath your hips. Bring your hands underneath the ball and use that to press up into a beautiful extension. You don't have to go all the way up, just wherever is comfortable for you. And then come back down. We're gonna do that one more time. Press up into extension, make sure your toes are tucked, and relax. Now we're going to turn this into working. So come on just to your fingertips and do that same extension. So now the back muscles need to engage. If that's good enough, bring your arms up and back and lift from there. So again, now with my toes tucked, my hamstrings are getting a little bit, my glutes, low back, shoulders squeezed together. Now I want you to relax. Carlos, what are you doing? All right, and come into a position where your hips are the highest part of your body, so sort of a V. Some of you will be
Thank you. See you later.
Be on your hands. I'm going to be about. Bring your feet together. Drop your head and lift your legs together. So we're working the same part of the body, but in a reverse hyperextension. Let your head be relaxed. Feel those muscles in your low back, your glutes, a little bit of hamstring. Keep going. Straighten your legs. Think about engaging your quads to take the bend out of your knees. Last one, stay with your legs up, even with the ball. So not way up in the air, but just bring them parallel with the ball. Then press yourself up with your hands. So straight arms. Okay. Walk your hands so that they are only a few inches apart. Then make sure you have at least a foot between your hands and the ball. We're going to do a Pilates style push-up. So I'm not going way out here with wide arms. I'm going to bring my elbows backwards, and as my head goes down, my legs go up, and it's equal. It's a seesaw. Remember, seesaws, if they still make them, are used to be made of wood. That's why you got splinters in your booties. Let's say they're made of plastic. Anyway, they're made of a material, maybe they're metal, so they get super hot. Anyway, they don't bend, right? So you're not going to go, your legs go up the same amount your body goes down. If you need more challenge, walk your hands a little farther away so more of your upper body will be getting pressed. Legs go up as head comes down, and relax. Stay where you are though. All right, you are in a plank. So right now the ball is underneath my hips. Shoulders out of your ears. I'm going to walk back a little bit so that I won't go completely off screen, but I'm going to keep that ball underneath my hips in that same push-up position I was just in. You can go ahead and bring your hands a little wider if you want. Bring your feet together. Here are some mistakes. Saggy back, so push, pull that belly button in. Legs droopy, so lift. Shoulders, press them wide. Feel so strong across your shoulders. And at any point you want to come off, rather than going backwards, just take a foot down. If you want more challenge, walk your hands forward so that ball drags underneath your thighs or even your knees. And again, you have to press broad across your shoulders. Don't let your back sag, pull it up and in. Flex through your heels or point your toes, but make sure your knees are straight. If you want more than that, you walk your hands forward, drag that ball underneath your calves, you press that floor away, you pull your abs in. If you want more than that, you walk it out until that ball is underneath your ankles, and you keep those abs in, you press that floor away, stay strong, perfect line in your plank. You guys are going to stay there. I'm just going to take a peek and see how you're doing. All right, it's looking good. It's looking good. Hang on to it if you can. I don't know. Now I'm looking at y'all and I'm thinking, was this what they're always doing? They're just goofing off while I'm here. I'm teasing. All right, when you're ready, back it up and find your flop again. So that should have been a wonderfully strong plank. I really like planks on this ball because you can get your body truly parallel to the ground if you've got a ball that's the appropriate size. The last thing that we're going to do from this prone position is kind of like what we did at the beginning of class. We're going to see if we can find a place where we can lift our legs and our arms. So it'll be like a Superman, right? So I've got my legs off the ground, I'm going to bring my arms up, and you may have to, do a little dance here. You want to find that place where you have equal weight above and below the ball, right? If your face gets close to the ball, don't plant it on the ground. Please. And relax. All right, I didn't mean to tell an untruth, but we're gonna walk your right hand back so it's right underneath your your right shoulder. Walk your left hand forward, keep your left toes tucked, and lift your right leg up, and then lift your left arm. So simple bird dog. If you want to try lifting both legs, that's fine, because you do have your right hand on the ground. Bring it down, left hand underneath you, right hand walks forward, right toes are tucked, left leg lifts, right arm lifts. And again, you can stay with that, or you can see if your left hand will support both legs up. And relax. And we're flopping one more time. Okay, as you mosey back to your mat, you need enough space to lie down on your mat, but your ball is going to be off the mat. So I'm just going about 3/4 of the way maybe. So you're going to bring the ball underneath your calves, knees bent, 90-degree angles. Woo, life is good now. Maybe you even let your hips rock a little side to side to loosen up any tightness in your back, or you could roll forward and back a tiny bit. Don't overdo it, because you probably know what's coming. Work, 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 work. Okay, so my hips are at the bottom of my mat and my ball is off the mat. Otherwise, I won't have the space to do what I need to do here. Walk the ball away until your heels are resting on top. And this should also feel fairly comfortable, but then not so much anymore, because we're going to work now. So hands out to the side, palms up to receive, palms down to ground. You decide. Shoulders out of your ears, shoulders broad. Deep breath in. Exhale, lift those hips. Try and get a straight line from your toes, through your thighs, through your hips, through your chest, and your shoulders. Now, you can stay here, or if this needs more stability, walk your feet wide. If you need more challenge, bring your feet together. If you want to try lifting your arms up and see how that is, that will create more challenge. Or if you want to work those hamstrings a little bonus, you could lift one leg at a time. You're going to do that 3 times on each side. And some days one feels more challenging than the other. For me today, hands off the ground actually feels more challenging than the leg work. And when you've finished all of that, lower your hips and your hands. You are welcome to stick with that. If you want the next level, you're going to roll the ball towards you and put your feet on top of the ball. Well, they're at, 1 o'clock on the ball. Deep breath in. Exhale, once again, we lift the hips, but we're trying to go all the way so that knees, hips, and shoulders are in line. If you want more challenge, you walk it all together. Maybe you try lifting your arms, or maybe you try lifting a leg 3 times, and the other leg, of course. And when you have done whatever you're doing, keep your legs where they are, lower your hips, lower your hands. That was round 2, option 2. If you want the 3rd round, you're going to bring that ball even closer. It almost touches your hamstrings. Some of you it might touch, and your heels are the only, so your calves aren't resting on the ball nor your ankles. And then here we go, lift, 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 knees, hips, shoulders in a straight line. If you want to, lift your arms. If you want to, try one leg at a time, 3 lifts. And when you're done, bring everything down and go back to first position. Legs long, arms by your sides. Make sure you're at the bottom of your mat, because now we're going to do a really awesome hamstring glute exercise. Hang in there with me. You will so thank me later. Or not. Hands pressed down, deep breath in. Exhale, lift your hips back into that first bridge. Okay, so my shoulder blades are down on the ground, ribs are pulled in, hands by your sides. We're just gonna roll the ball in by flexing the heels, hamstring work here, both legs, and extend. Do me a favor, bring your ankles and your knees to touch. So you're gonna also work, so we wanna work all three hamstrings, and that medial one that's closest to your inner thighs maybe could use a little extra challenge here. And then legs out, relax. Not done. Keep your left foot on the ball, maybe center it up, bring your right knee in, extend that leg up. Yep, you know what's coming, straight up, left leg in and out. And relax. I promise we'll stretch those shortly. Right foot on the ball, bring it to center, left knee in, extend it up, lift those hips, roll in and out. And down. We are not finished with this yet. Here's the last one. Take a big deep breath in. On the exhale, roll the ball in and lift your hips. Bring your ankles and knees to touch. I want you to lower your hips, tap the ground, get ready, get set, and we lift and lower, and lift and lower. Keep going. I know you feel gratitude, we're halfway. Almost. Last one, hold, squeeze, and relax. Ow, ow, ow. Roll the ball over to your left and let your left leg just rest on it. Bring that right knee in. Give it some L-O-V-E love. Bring it slightly to your left. Bring it up towards you and then let it come off to the right. And then let it move away. Bring it back through center, towards your left, towards your chest, towards your right armpit, and down. Leave it there. Extend it straight, support it, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Bring that right knee back in, roll your left leg back to center, bring your right knee across to your left shoulder, feel that beautiful stretch here, across your booty, and then put your right foot on the ball and then open it up, okay? So rather than crossing at my ankle, I'm crossed mid-thigh, then bend that left knee and press that right leg open. And that should be a nice, nice, nice piriformis stretch. Flex to that right heel. And then put the right leg up on the ball. And hopefully it feels better than the left. Roll that ball to the right. Left knee in, please. Give it a hug. Let it open up to the left. And then let it come up through your chest towards the right. Move it away. And back up to the left. Center to the right. And down and back over to the left. And then giving it a nice hug, give it lots of support, stretch it out straight, flex and point. And then roll that, everything back through center. Cross that left knee towards your right shoulder for a moment. Oh, big stretch across that outer hip. Put the left foot on the ball and then bend the right knee so that the left ankle, calf, shin crosses over, and then press that left leg open. And then both legs out. Woo, yay. But we're not done yet. Ooh, we are almost done, darn it. Which one to do? Yep, we're gonna do a little quick oblique set. All right, so come up on the ball, or excuse me, come up on your mat. I promise this will be a quick. Ball is at your right hip. Lean into it. Take your left leg on top and your right leg behind in a crisp, big scissors, and then you're on the ball. Right hand is on the ball, and I'm gonna lift and lower. When I'm ready for more challenge, I'm gonna take that right hand off and put it on my shoulder. And I'm gonna reach up with that left arm. Feel in through here, and maybe those underneath obliques. Hold, stay up. Both arms extend if you can. Lift, 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 lift. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take your top arm, bring it up and over, and that should help stretch out that low back on that left side. And we're gonna do the other side. As I said, a little quickie set here. Lean into it with your left hip, right leg in front, left leg behind, straighten. Use that bottom arm to help lift. Top arm up, and then maybe take the bottom arm off if you can. Stay up, extend the bottom arm if you can, reach, reach. And up and over. Right arm comes down. You're gonna roll back onto the ball, your back on the ball, and you're gonna walk down until you're in a little squatty position up against the ball. So my knees are folded up. So I'm gonna give you levels of this last stretch, next to last stretch. Level 1, just let your head rest here. Level 2, lift your hips and come on top of the ball. Level 3, unless you get vertigo, you can walk up and over and let your head completely hang. Beautiful, nice stretch here. I'm gonna come up, but you guys are staying down for a couple breaths. To come out of it, you wanna tuck your chin, begin to lift your head, and then roll back until your booty's on top of the ball. And meet me on top, please. Left hand down the side of the ball, right arm up and over, please. Whoops. Side stretch, and then round it forward, and open it back up, and sit tall. Then left arm up and over, give it a little roll, sit tall, and come up. Legs are gonna go wide. We're gonna do a cat-cow here. You're welcome to unmute yourselves, but I know that your camera might not be super handy. Extend, press that tailbone out behind you, stick your booty out. Oh. Exhale, tuck, round, curl. And extend into your cow. Oh. Round into your cat. And extend into your cow. Hands here, lift yourself up.